the president is responsible and therefore takes the credit or the blame for whatever happens in his or her government. This government, after all, is the digitalization government. Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, Dr. Digitalization.
Yama iPhone nyina kwa ba emra dwumadie so nana rodan kwa Akuffo abusua the state of the nation address papa no de nsem bebree ena atodwa na no achi no ensem bebree ena efrachire ba ye de nyina ebro na afe no bibia aye kama president of Ghana nana arodan kwa Akuffo ade nsem bebree ena atodwa ba quick one me pese ye kohwe we bra na etie nsem ni bi ye ba ensem a commander edi frachire ba na abusua ano edin papa quick one.
Indeed, many of our neighbors have already fallen victim and lost large portions of their territories to extremist groups. And Ghana, by the grace of the Almighty, is the only coastal state along the Gulf of Guinea that has so far not recorded a terrorist attack. To speak of the peace and security we have in our country has not happened by chance. It has taken deliberate policy and planning on the part of government and a lot of hard work and dedication on the part of our security services to keep our country safe and secure. There is indeed, Mr. Speaker, a state of palpable anxiety and tension in every corner of West Africa, raising the specter of regional instability, which we thought had been banished. Unconstitutional changes in government in parts of Africa, especially in West Africa, through a series of coups d'etats and military interventions in governance, testified to an unfortunate democratic regression in the region. It is in the interest of democratic growth that this development is reversed as soon as possible, and we in Ghana continue to give maximum support to ECOWAS, the regional body of West Africa, and the AU, Africa's continental organization, in their efforts to restore democratic institutions in the affected nation. The honorable members of this House, who are at the center of it all, know more than the rest of us that this is an election year. The increased decibel level in all communications will ensure that even the most politically uninterested person among us would know that on December 7th, we shall be going to the polls to elect a new president and new members of parliament. And I want to reassure the people of Ghana that I'll do everything in my power to help ensure the conduct of transparent, free, and fair elections on 7th December. I have confidence in the security services to ensure that those who might want to cause havoc or any kind of mischief to disrupt the electoral process will have no room to operate. Under the Constitution, the executive power of the state is vested in the President of the Republic. He or she is the executive. There's no ambiguity about where the buck stops when it comes to responsibility for what happens in the government. It stops with the president. He or she has ultimate responsibility. It would be an unwise president that would pretend to have all the answers and refuse the advice of his officials. But the fact remains that the president holds the executive power. The cabinet, the ministers of state, all act ultimately in an advisory manner. Of course, the member of the government might take an idea, be it generated by the president or the official or a committee, and turn it into a huge success, and the honors will be claimed or shared where public perception falls. But ultimately, the president is responsible, and therefore takes the credit or the blame for whatever happens in his or her government. The Office of the Attorney General, as a result, has saved the country over 10 trillion Ghana cedis. All the evidence is there. I shall be performing a pleasant duty in a few weeks' time when I commission the Law House, the 12-story office building which will house the offices of the Attorney General and the Ministry, and finally bring to an end the age-old office accommodation problem. I must declare a personal interest in it, as the building was started when I was Attorney General in the government of President John Akuffo back in 2001. Mr. Speaker, I acknowledge and share the frustration and deep disappointment we all have that a convergence of events and fate have conspired to place impediments on the path of the rapid development trajectory we were on. I'm proud that in spite of the dramatic financial crisis that we encountered in 2021, whose worst effects became manifest in 2022, the transformative measures we introduced in the first 4 years of office make it possible to showcase an impressive array of developmental projects across the length and breadth of the country. I do not intend to go through the long, even if interesting process of enumerating the projects the Akuffo government has undertaken since coming into office, their location, and what stage of completion they are in. Mr. Speaker, with the best will in the world, there simply will not be the time to do that, even if we spend all day here. We're taking things to a higher level. This government, after all, is the digitalization government. And the man who has led the entire digitalization process these past 7 years, my indefatigable Vice President, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, Dr. Digitalization, the NPP's excellent presidential candidate for the 2024 election, is coming up with what will allow everyone and everybody and anyone to check on every project being undertaken by the government without having to listen to the President's message on the state of the nation. We are calling it the Performance Tracker. You can check and satisfy yourself about the status of the projects and their location, and you could stop by and make a physical inspection if you were so minded. Last year when I came to the House to deliver the annual message on the state of the nation, we were in the midst of negotiations with the International Monetary Fund. We were faced with a very difficult situation and had to take a lot of unpleasant but unavoidable measures to bring stability and confidence back to the economy. These included tax measures that we did not like, but we knew we had to take in the knowledge that the medicine will be bitter but temporary. It is important to underline that the recent change in the leadership of the Finance Ministry will not affect government's determined commitment to implementing the terms agreed with the IMF to ensure that we restore the economy to healthy growth as soon as possible. Indeed, the macroeconomy was much stronger at the end of 2023 than in 2022. Inflation, which peaked at 54.4% in December 2022, has reduced to 23.5% in January 2025. Real GDP growth for the first 3 quarters of 2023 averaged 2.8%, higher than the targeted growth rate of 1.5% for 2023. The CD has been largely stable since February 2023, with a cumulative depreciation of 9% between February and December 2023. Every day we pray and hope that adversity may spare our families, our communities, and our dear nation. But should we be confronted by misfortune, we must face it like people with a proud history who fight and do not flee. Inimku, Inimjani. That is the Ghanaian spirit. That is our armor and our shield. This is our ethos. Let us believe in Ghana. I believe in Ghana. And may God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. Everybody who knows me knows I don't drink alcohol. It's on 7th December. Before then, a number of important tasks lie ahead of us, one of which will be commissioning the Nana Adjumani Prempeh I International Airport in Kumasi, and naming the recently commissioned airport in Tamale the Yakubu Tali International Airport of Tamale.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, the writer.
Nana do Akuffo.
Yeah, President.
But and Zimbabwe hard repair. And Zimbabwe ha mentiasie.
Okay.
Adentina, President of Ghana beka sewi. Na DJ wo Parliament.
Okay.
Obo ganja farmer. Se ganja farmer or se ganja wan. Numa President takasewi are numa dia shim.
Yeah.
What ya say? Entwa yi.
Oka ganja so no beka se obo wi fo nyom. Obosa nyom na wo
Entwa yi kwa. So bro mine no nyom bi. What ya say?
But
God bless our homeland Ghana kwa bi kwa na ganja farmer de. Yede o Parliament.
DJ no, the writer. Menya da ja hwehwem se oye young guy and that's what to say.
Obe young guy. E na niema bebre ye fi bari mampani kasa na be afi dede koso. What ya say? Asa kro no na ye too much.
Parliament dey duru bia. The writer duru bia. Funny moments in entertainment kakra koso. Say dey be honye boring.
Yeah.
But duru bia na e doso na e tra so. E na minim so hu some moments bi nso so a.
Say.
Nana Akuffo e kasa no. Right at time a obo no. E na onum nsuo kakra. Owie na obeka se omo nim ni nyina nim. Nti yentene anya awe se onnom nsa.
Se wontwa bi. Okay, eno nso na se ye ipa.
And say na in fact na my surprise ade na mampani beka se e wo Parliament.
Ade omo mutwa bi na bobo wana.
Right, I don't get because a word nim say a why ya de. Nti na me hu de nti a na nado e ka asa.
No one nim di.
Because na me ankasa me dwene se na na pom din wo fom ne. Because time cry na so be kasa no e delay kakra. Jam nim se na pom din wo fom. Na nado do we by na another moment bi san see ya. Say or kasa no chirem say obesa ba Parliament ha bi ma. Na say obe hand over power. E dey ma the next president e beto aba yi no.
Okay.
Nti oka na no na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia e wo abamba ben ensa benkum. E na otwe ne konse ko hwe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia e na osan be gina e hono mistake.
Then you deep kwen.
The right I hono in fact na very funny. I say ono na to abama we choose Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the next president.
Yeah.
One has ana be kan.
But yana na timechina ne na so be one na.
Yeah. More than 1 hour.
But Akuffo so can say bebre say and say djuma sem wa moso kra.
Yeah, right. I hear some foforo. I hear some foforo because there are sectors bia wa moso ebi so ho a obo but moso no anko deep. I say of haso keke no twam. But so sha ugina one specific area bi ya beka ho asem
ya bi hia no one sheda
ugina specific area bi ho kra no beka say and sheda nya all that important but ugina ho chei pa my brother at the end of the day na do nya kasa wi nti o si wura asem no the writer no kra woman say President of the Republic His Excellency Nana Akuffo akwa address nation no e Parliament na address no ene yesu ye ba behwem na yetutu ne srani abasa na yeyi nsem e wom nyina pie na ne nsem the right time mabo no bede ya abo anu aye deba na me pese ekichem ne yefa no kakra say de bi obi abete ase yi the first aspect me pese kasa fa aye economy ene city no wasem we combine the two right and another me ya aware say since last year 2023 beginning of last year ebebe 2024 I should say ye wumi city no are very stable as compared to previous years. The city no why dene. Right, ma me nyina ho kakra.
Okay.
The question is, me argue say city no say there be on there no ho be mere saa. Na mo masem nyina no say se ka se bibi ho ye den anything. Right, me gyina ho. Na mate ato mintimi nsore asem di mekotodwe ba akwasi fom a me say afede me hwan di because mekotodwe ba akwasi fom standard no enye se na mekotodwe si fom the standard was a hefa na megina dada ansa na mebe hwe ho nti se me hu se masore dia age se metime duru be bia na megina no ansa na hu se masa asore. So what I say as business person, so we seek a 2 million Ghana cedis and we jetri. Now we form. Now we seek a 5,000 Ghana. Now we need 10,000 Ghana. On kasa wa sorry. On sorry. Assembly Ghana say love one na one. I just was say drew obiam. On that aspect. Another Akuffo the city na all canon. Right a minute nya adwemi gituma enye ye.
The Akuffo patch say adeɛ na dollar na ne kana ne da best 6 cedis na ehuriko gina 15 cedis no ayesa ba be 12 cedis no ne ni age se 12 cedis na gina wa che
gina 12 cedis na che nti eye
ai papa yi
nti according to another Akuffo do bibia ye okay exchange rate ni de eye ye maintain say ya ye accept say ye
enema boa ye din no Akuffo do say ye
but na do nim say no kra ne nyamenim say oyi politics in Kenya ankobeka say nye na do nankasa nim say aside politics so onye politician and as any party ni power onye president obeka che say kenya papa nobody in opposition and obeka che say exchange rate wey papa but because na do power o say ye but I starting a client champion for say and on one kasa who say we are criticizing to can be say a lot of criticisms never you to need people criticizing more and on one kasa said then never criticisms aba bibi nkoya and any people wachi he should accept say see not to form omunye bibia to make sure say see never say back say ma back can okreche ye ma back ye nyina ye nimbi but so ka say eye no why dey na very stable right enye stable
o jen kan no na illiteracy rate ne dose mo man mu it is empanifo no betwi book ten no mo kan rate 1.5% obiti wa ohu hwe empanifo ya ade o
my ade
but say no o kan ye be kwa koseche ne ehu se na ade tie
nti ne ho ayede no ene de hen ye nyina ye hu de tie nti ho no it is not accepted
enema boy de Ghana how I wom ni say oman mu sesa ne etoto ne emamu a say enema no emma fom da ana won study sade no
right your problem you want to say sade we 1 cedi na ye tum ko 2 cedis na bibi foforo si na situation na ba na sade ne teso a the writer ade ne ye krom hande ye nteso ye be maintain 2 cedis na se nyame ye na bibi kitikiti nya si e wo se tuma na ya sa tu but time I was say e ba fom ne de emma fom
dosi baby so baby gina na aye
eye
ono nko amfa
writer ye mfiri ho ye da so ho na makasi di no exchange rate na economy na boom na on economy side no what tell say economy no with problems I hold on be inherit the past government no baje amamo free ho na o ma say economy no e no mo free ho no mo so be hye akwansidie bebre na so nanado nya ka akwansidie a ye nyina ye nim bebe ye o mo de akwansidie ne hye currently penifund are considering nyina ekwohye covid and Russia Ukraine war nti ehona na do pese wode kwohye nti sa consider ni nyina mu no still enyeman fa say the cause fa there but eye na mum de waka kire ne say ono as president o take full responsibility say economy no e ma ye mfa nkohye obi say nipa bi ono na ama neman koye because president na ye head ono na dictate me ono decide bibia nti so wo problem bia e ono na nada Akuffo do mom e na wo say question no enyo bi foforo wo nchen and asem nya no say na nada twitwa Bawumia say free na ekọ say economy no opese oblem obi a blem na nada emblem Bawumia na Akuffo do no masem no
ade wate say ba hye Bawumia na
but clearly Nana what say Ghana for Bashi Dr. Bawumia say ohihye bo bebre we economy ho but obaye no anya ye enti ye de no etare aban no ho say one mampani ye 1 ticket nti ono na head of economic team dia Bawumia fail as vice president and Nana said that be on pini mo bi anka say Bawumia fail bi ono Nana do na say fail wa bi wo ha ono na fail nti otwitwa Bawumia we e kire say mate aho asem e baaye no e Nana do mom and a chair Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say uko jina bontia ka kire Ghana for say we ye mate me na me driver no at the right time me ba ka kire Ghana for say mate ni ne de ne huni asem bia driver ni na mo kwa do bia mo fa mo and clearly
we atwe adwen si bibi so
yeah the right time
wo se ne nkofo ka se de tia Akuffo ado Bawumia de na ikoto dwa no Akuffo ado anko ho no na Akuffo ado pese Bawumia yi subo ni nyina bo no so no obekwa wie
yeah
na oman ni nyina san ba Bawumia so ba se Ghana for still na Ghana for ni
right sawasha enne kra no state of the nation's address no edi amemedi amano no different from edi Ghana for friend as state of the nation's address no so me mama na din foforo the matter the promo address and ado oko promo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia oh yeah because oko promote no but ani nyina ne say economy na asem no na ado kana no ene o free ho straight away say problem na wono agi ni nyina ama ne ho no the writer wagi problems ni nyina ama ne ho o free ho no called digitalization na e ho meba ho be dru ho obetima asem na say
onye sure say o asa NPP for no o mu nyina fa adwen ba ko say ye kwa yenko condemn Akuffo ado ni yenka bi ma Bawumia
asem ni nyina no because
asi asem so
agenda ni nyina ne say na do no president di wadi we dey a only president biem afa Bawumia na e padi nti de na e beye na do nti ase yem push blames ni nyina ngu so na yem fa Bawumia mra
ayi na Akuffo ado so faithful pa o
right we faithful to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia any team no pa nti the better na do
ye koso nyina no se na bi mo kotena radio so na mo kan Akuffo ado ya we
the better na do ya we about nkomo na mo kodi se Bawumia nka ho no na do na hihye ase
ene so ye se ya na Akuffo ado bofu no
the better politicians no omo de ye niema bi a odwene ho awonte ase omo timi hyeda e create story bi within omo atim no na asem na be ye room na mabonje krasa bufu aba na adavete ya adwa ko ba bi na o maye do mo pese o moye no nti se economy ne de na do se yanyintum sa namum yagituma enye ye because na do ankasa na ka kire se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ono ne one person Ghana ha na adwemo do in politics ya ono na di nim de aboa na wakikire o man de abeduru be bia ba abeduru no nti a kire se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nim de eka ho bi na abeduru be abeduru no papa mo boni mo ono na do ne fa adwen nti de ko yie no ya bona ba so de anko yie no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ka ho bi na do twe na Bawumia frima ya mpene ma ne because the best vice president in the world and I said the best vice president in the history of Ghana ever it me must say 9 years encounter now 9 years encounter dia why no best vice president on tradwen on casem bia nkyere pani on fa idea bia ma no best vice president
and say no be dia o man usuzu say nka o vice president ni ejai
the brother when the problem na akwakoba ne say only one political party na kasa more than 12 political parties in Ghana one political party pen no mo say vice president su nim faso Adam Grofo nyina nkan bi
movement for nkan
da bi Alankore Chamati on kan bi CPP for nkan PNC nkan but party bia ni Ghana ha NDC so nkan da bi
PPP for nkan
o nkan GCPP nkan ma me akua don kwan nkan na Credit Rollins ono so ne nkrofo mo nkan it is only Nana Akuffo ado any current NPP mpanifo na say vice president only role bia play mfaso ni sa position so vulnerable position sa position se bi entwaso nti yanyim free ho
strategy
nti rata na do de no ho ne de ye ne nya adwe yanyintum nti na do so bibi foforo ka a obetima ka de akon ka but wa address awie nti oni bibi foforo bi obeka bim the right mampani amanansi ho mampani flow straight and called digitalization na trade digitalization no o kire mu sa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia modern monti nti hwasa mo yewu Bawumia na yemfa blame bia man because onye president o implement bibia no afraid ye Bawumia modern monti the right ya de ade bia be fra no performer tractor ni nyina ye true performer tractor no obetima hu adwuma mampani na ye ekwan hodo awaye schools awase hospitals awase o boss ana ni nyina pi na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia modern mo ene yenya saa akwanya we ya ye use performance tracker no said ye be ya ye betima nya we nyina na right abisa ho this question vice president ya on timi share ideas with mampani na idea bia anya adwuma wa aban mu why then on timi ma mampani adwen say mampani wadwuma we nyina no yemfa ngu aha said be obi boss obehu adwuma wa ye same time say adwuma na omo ye no onim ho hwe right asem we to asum adwuma ye woni ho hwe ye adwuma wie dia wo say adwuma ye mfa ngu ha say da bi obi akobi ho adwuma ye right ask yourself this question now me person me bisa say performance tracker no and answer performance tractor no right anywhere obi put ni bia me question ne say ebema ye accurate information ana that is my question
say ne okotwe ana abemunti try
the writer ebetima atre say bia ye oboase township rules ebia abokwa kodro oboase krom ho no usi krom ma the first street abetesi so no yaye second street yaye free walk no street na aka no nketwa ne dade no yanya ye
ntisesi e me ma assignment bi what ya share
okay
okotwe na wahwe ndu hwe a yesi aye weru na wakọ
okay
no akutwa what ya share na ya to so ntie no say question na me ya
yeah right why you be question na nti na me expect bi bia free na do ho
yenya no wi ansa na
yeah right how dey no magiatum but na me expect bi
okay
performance tracker no right ye hu ade kro ye nim ni use nti ke ho no bo ma ye a view of it
e bia ko play store obenya
right ye nim say ko play store obenya but my question is my view of it but nana the right time so one chirem say ebenya no play store but me question ne say mampani kan e kire ye say with the help of saade ni ntino ehun hia say adwuma na waye no obabubo din bi o say on ha ne ho emubo din because saade no be me ho ntike ho no na mampani mu aye bibi kitwa bi a kire na say mo ba betena se no mampani nya meka sai no na mo the performance tracker no a show bibi e was screen so mo bi e say oh ampade bi say has been done Gana for obi o ha the right alternative hu hwe bi but oni nimde a ono bekwa download ahwe but at the end of the day ya kan ho asemawi it is gone okay the right away from that digitalization mu ani da so wo na eno so waka say true o modern mo no in fact e ba no mobile money ene ho adwuma West Africa Ghana ye the best ye ne leading na Africa hands so ye number 7 and right mobile money no ye bisa question we say mampani ne vice president da bi o muka say o muka mobile money right o mun kire sika dodo a o mun invest ye e wo mobile money ni implementation ho say ye de mobile money e ba o man wim sika dodo a ban no e invest wom ana say company na oye ni mobile money di ba wie no sika dodo aban ne dia hyem e wo different companies and individual said e be ya ade ni ba yegie no the right omon kan kire ye e ka aban abo ho eniama e dia hyem resources e dia wuram ada bi omo ka mobile money say the best in West Africa the 7 best in Africa the right e obi infifre
na make can me tia say ade say wo say omo kan ye say mobile money dia me nya sure say Bawumia na de buy o
nti the right amoma ye hu say e obi infre because mobile money started na do my president sa kan kra start na e token nko a nti mama ye ntie say ade no e obi na ye private sector but ebi amon so mo de munim de eboa na ma kire nim de kra mo de eboa but de ye hun bibia nkire say the writer abana invest sika bi because ye nko enko parliament enko ye budget ema finance minister nkire say mobile money ye pese ye page amunti no abane di sika say akwa private sectors asama ne telecommunication network mu say omonye no momfa enhance mobile money say there be mobile money be gina but we are taking credit for ade a yenye ho adwuma but am I take credit e wa ade a yenye ho adwuma yenye ho adwuma we shouldn't take credit from that into mobile money in some no but to me say mobile update here omo update here say na adru say na ekọ but they shouldn't take full credit edru bia sa telecommunication networks ni rata yemfa omo bo emmo omo because omo pa na ama de na gina any private banks no nti edru bia rata yemmo omo so abaso right away from that nsem na nsi ho na do sa kire nsem say in the last 7 years omo achieve a lot na in achievements no or startable bo achievements na so na true achievements no e no san kire nsemu e ko kire say project e wo animu a omo be complete na animu ya and right my question is State of the Nation's Address 2023 and the year 2024 intimina minim said your activities yeah in 2023 any early 2024 any the day nim kakra bia ya budget ya de yansane ye sika wurawura mawie no eno na oba be kan che right but we are talking about eniema ya in 2017 ya ko buha konta dada atwam sa what ma asem na se a 2017 a state of the nation address 2018 2019
we are in the last into okay
no my question is say mampani wo be fra konya so a obenya akonya ba be kire mfie 9 na wodi akonya no anase mfie nwotwe no de wo ye nyina de obeto ye ne de waye nyina but sab afi we state of the nation address afi the year under review de sa afi ne de but who take you back to 2017 2018 2019 2020 nyina achievement but already my yenka ye ho say in 2018 Ukwa parliament kwa address nation uka de we in the previous year no in the 2019 uka de we in 2018 nti the writer eni se omubiri eni so bebre politicians na de we aka ho eya eni subiri na ye omudi biri instead of obeka de waye sa year na ye ka ho asem no kan no but na kwa fa so many years nti hwade o ye ka 2023 asem man penny is talking about 7 years as de nyina right we shouldn't do that Sadi ni free na to me. Yen change our sani man ho. Okay. Enti for now. Man penny some the right doso. But me for last one and sani sorry. Eno eye na na talking about election. Okay. Say you be free and fair election. Bibia gwakwam nti yes, nti true election no or the security some so ba say election security wise ya boy ho. Nti media no be fra national security issues ni nyina ne asomdwe e wo man ni no. Na ya addressable. The right na na say asumdwe wo man no you accept say we are getting it as a result of effort modern more binable but enye coincidence nya say da sorry na asumdwe wa handle when ye nyina kan eye modern more
asumdwe dia o man yi mu timamufo nyina kan because ye mpe ho asem
yeah nti then I'm expecting no say obo aban na baso a omotimamufo no so abaso say duru ba bia sa aban ne say we invest sikasa dense asumdwe beba security be tight na timamufo ne say omoma asumdwe ma e be din nti to me e hone de na na do waye ade say aban no dwene say obe invest in security obe invest na asumdwe abaye but citizens ne so the right ye mo ma baso
ya ne mpe ho asem
well I know say a topic for another day. There was an election no or say about where you kwatui when you say election in more thing na the obelu suba jatum the obawi ne suba jatum na the obelu suba bodo obawi ne abaso but per stakeholders na kan nyina so omo effort omo put it together being the Ghana Police Service the right all stakeholders political parties ni nyina any electoral commission no bibia kire say asumdwe assured asumdwe beba nya dia mente me ho ase bia besi nempo okan ya mane koduru say bebi e jira sisi ayi die se na ye koto aba ehu bia nim bibia gye yi a e kire say abato ne de beto na asumdwem na de obawi ne no ori ne asumdwem na fei wayi the next president na waba be di oman so na bibia akoye kama nti em said President, His Excellency, Nana Addo Akuffo, first gentleman of the land. Ninsem writer in the Tofa Bomono say and a year bono, but on election no. The mention say the writer a drew baby political parties. You said now the leader of Ghana, but also a leader of NPP. On other political leaders ni nyina writer Alan Kojo Chamatini movement for change John Dramani Mahamani NDC any other leaders be to say Hassan Ayariga Henry Lati Mame Kadon comment writer I'm urging them say omo party members enkasa okay to make sure say asumdwe baba if you omo writer wonim say so bi be basabasa e no normally penyina odo man no e command omo say munko e basabasa omo bekwa akoye penyina ka chom so omo nya din omo be din nti I'm expecting say omo beba out na day in day out omo kirechirem a kire omo nkrofo say yen kuo bi ye pasumdwe nti de be si bia no munye din na montena fie na monhwe de be ye omo educate omo members no to make sure say members no bet the importance and the need of peace ho say be bibia be koyi nti na nado and state of the nations address right aha na me de no ebesi bat me de to me ma to me de anything say the promo for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because bibia na nado okasa said the next president obesai in January 2025 no and realized on another beba parliament ha no and o twe ne kon ekwohwe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no nta kire say automatically o kire say Bawumia na eba nti o ko promote Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and o kasa na kwan mu bebi o san kan say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the best candidate to be the next president aha nti mampani ho no oye politics kakra nti ho de ye mo na ba so
o we ne de se ja o ne ba
se ne wa
ba kon so o chemu se Kumasi International Airport no.
Yeah.
Say Sadino.
Yeah. But I know okay. Say best Sadino aye no em say Nana Ajima Prempe the first.
Yeah.
The but anya no kwa Nana do ankasa wa change institutions bebree, but change dino. But em say Tamale Airport nso so it din sesa be koso sa. Yeah, it din sesa bebree na etoto tutuka.
Baby at the pan so say I take the blame for Ghana's economic troubles.
Oh, okay.
Me say what jini nyina so a.
Yeah. But economy in South in some is you.
Papa
yen to about 2016. Na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, "Ono na obe in charge of economy." Na do ankasa say, "Bawumia na be control your economy na mai."
Second question be brave, my vice president.
Maguma 170. Afede na do say yen fa so bo ne mo na do nso yenim say we legal practitioner, we lawyer. Economy some de Kenya field. Nti na ofa Bawumia. Afede say do economist no, ono yem fidi nwo digital. E na do lawyer no, ono mu hwe economy.
Onye so se du ba bia na o twa ntro kakra ntina na no bobo asa no. Mo se ntro twa o twa ntro du ba bia na nyema bi betwitwa mu.
Yeah, the right about na do die no. Oya bawie no. Eduru ba bi me hu say o read from the mind.
Sa.
O bawie kra no. Eduru ba bi na me hu ne nsem ne bi wo ho a na enya yi sa na o read from the mind.
Ba wa ya de
na o break kakra.
Why they say what you gina na so sa?
Oh yeah, but Yamona Basso, why are they? Because Nymphy no quanimo. But say, almost all many tum, say, Jitum say, Obayaman Penina, also Jitum say, Obetima facade situation. Until there be a Cameroon president, Paul Bia. Right almost in the 90s. Still also Pacunia, you should accept say also Ujina, where was Ujina. Yeah.
Say, oh, canon, say, now man for your passing, human, dear. One family we now Emma the be honorable Kennedy eba ashaman for 2 dinner chino.
The brother 7 nyina say a bet take you surprise to say mampani kasa na enwuma ho asem wanka
atiase
was adwuma ena kita o man adwuma de eni ho a o man ni ho nti mampani anka adwuma ho asem no na eye nipa bebre nya nti ema mampani kasa wie no say minority for no e resist her concern no but no krani ya mianim ne hwane de mampani wanya de sempo nipa na o twerɛ statement ne de man no say wan twerɛ nhema why very big mistake but now say mampani eduru ba bia ono so otumi kai ne ho na adweba ne ho say da bi adwuma de cause encheye
we free manyi
na Ghana Statistical Service o mo de adwuma ho nkontabu e bae it's now say no nko atwe o madwen e ba so. Say Ghana almost 1 out of 3 per any year juma 2 out of 3 year juma nti no say say no kwa ba na anu ya no na etwe o madwen ba so nti we na ya me bisa how akomsen question we say how akomsen Ghana we ni pa 3 bia 1 na year juma 2 year juma Canada and Germany we ni pa 3 say na year juma say na year juma nti how akomsen nsembe na na wo keka kire
eno ni asem
da bia me hu statistical records we biara me bisa me ho say how akomsi me nya na me bisa na asem ya asem me nya bisa da e beda metim sa to say me meti how akomsi wan me bisa no say nwuma ho asem 33 million population 11.3 million a year adwuma right about 22 million enya adwuma
mo maka nyina ne nam system hustle
getting to 22 million omo kwazo sa omo nya adwuma nti omo na omo nya adwuma kakra na eye adwuma ne sika kakra ombenya no omo na di feed de omo maka no say omo ye adwuma omo anuamo e na omo namfo no mo busuafo enso na tifi omo nya adwuma nti omo na di feed omo na hwe niam abo cost of living nti nipa ba ko bia no o hwe nipa mie no enya enso nu se Ghana he bi ma adwuma omo ye kra omo nyi sika 100,005 e bi nya 2000
ye na na pa
but o sa de hwe nipa mie
ye na na ya kwa akoto aba ma wa ehun je nka abo bibi papa bi wa sabe sorry to say o wa be boy kro no awi me ka so wa boy kro no a me jirim se dole woman na kosoro yem jo what ya se o ka cheze o vice president ka cheze o ba dollar no ba be china she ni botum because the dollar no kosora ene ma niema boy din o Ghana ha o ana de mi jo se dollar no forma aya na niema boy ni ye ama dollar na kosoro ama niema boy din afedi o se watima ma na gina mimi e ho no
na etwetwema so na right obibisa amasembi ma me misa viewers no ebi o mo so adwe o mo so obi sam say nti wa adwe nya wo say mpanifo no omo hyeda boabo esika bia no e na omo de kwa amonane ana so omo dane ne ye ne dollars e na omo de gu ho e na omo twen ya na omo hyeda deliberately omo a hyeda ya ye niema bia ma sidi na ho de atofom sidi ni tofom a na for ma sesa omo dollars na de abenya sika bebree na omo de aye ye japade bebree na omo ho atom na omo te ho
abetima no kre
tinipa no bisa na say well somewhere there me nyansa
you hear so obi ne bisa asase mi
eto obi ne bisa
nya wa na odwene hu
tabi me ma me bisa me bisa me sasa
we are sure
to that fan is but
you wa na wo kan na say obi ne bisa wo
but to da be a question bi wo ho a em say also de ma obi no obi bisa nti me na me ka but also me de ma obi bisa ma me
nti obi ne bisa wo
nti obi ne bisa me nti me bisa viewers no
ebetimi so aye no kre
that's my question
go empeni fo mu ni adwem papa bia wo ye
because nipa why na adwem say right wasi bone kwan so we dey wasi bone kwan so politicians yenje omo ndi bebre
o metima ye
nti omo betimi a make sure say with deliberate effort to bia kwan bia be fa so ye be hyeda ya masika na se bia yenye mane nsai yensesa dollars mu na yenye masika na sika ne sɛ ya na ya sesa sika ne de aba cities ne ya sika bebre sika mum
yes the case asenso bo akyem dan o mu sisi
yeah na brother imagine
say asenso bo akye o works and housing ne o mu dan o mu sisi dan o mu ton no o bu se o mu me say $1 $1 obi ete Ghana ha mu ye di dollars
nti me question no ya ti Ghana ye di cities ye currency ye cities ye beto bibia yese ebo na hwa dollars said okay hwa dollars said okay ade na sampani fo kro ya mokọ China ade na mo kọtọ ade am $20 ho the right ade na mo sampani fo kro ya you know US ho no mo kwa mo fa cedi sen kọtọ ade wo ho
na ti ase niema bu ana ha adwen
aza krono nko a bibia in dollars better ya jetum because yeni asem ka was usumoja kra na omunti at the end of the day ekọ parliament ya nipa 275 no say bi omunya footballers omunya asofo omunya akonfo omunya malam omunya politicians
ode ma big jensu na enem ye sure sa big je wo bebre ka kwekwan na buhia yenko commander ma big akonya enti no kwekwan yenko abigi na boko de
sinama nyame adom no ana abakan Japan dabno me ho de pa
na mse na Akuffo ado akasa wi na eniema ben na hu no ho a na wankasa enkoyi ma
ebrata na nado ene ma fele pa na nado so aguma nwum wase pa
alentia
se NPP ye kan ni na nado wo gina parliament wo bo wa na wo fansuo onum ya say we minim ensano mu president aden eba na say no an say na embe na nado wo gina ye obi ambusa wasemu wo fansuo na no wo de to wo adwumadie ni so wo say minim ensano mu na nado obi abusa wasemu nim ensano obi ambusa ndi you adwumadie na ya se be kana no na wo so kana de na nado me pusa na nado say ade oba no no atwa biara ontwa bia timi nkasa asem no
bigi we asem kese ubia we
the brother
we o kasa kese kwa umfla hunto
anyem na meka ono ana de no ho aba ubisa ese onde wonim nsano mu wo fa nsuo no ebia na nsuo no ade na esi ono na ye nsane ne wo ana na naro na ebisa o kasa wo se nsuo ti o mafanum de brata nsuo ti o mafanum na maka cha de brata minim nsano mu wo so musa me se abigi wo num sa wo busa me enti na naro ye mam MPP no
we keke no ni abrise
bi and the whole way ye ebedu ayesa ya no manyan mo mampeni no ya me de me bo bi edi o me se ya no wa o pe no jima ho ya no manyan we na mo se o ye ai masa wo na ma ma we ma so mani mawu ma so mani mawu ade ya mampeni
na DJ no so hu ana
asa me ba ho say na me ba ho nyam tre ye say se woni peni obetu fu asanete na nado awi a wakasa wi o se menum san na DJ so de reggae atu so and the same thing DJ no Ghana wa se dey say ye jokes ya peni fu na di anima a wo se ye hia omo no aye nkura agro nkwa na wo man so hwe sanyu mo ya wo boy o parliament na ya
fama
ana se omunyina me de kame omunyina sa nyum na se ne sai anyum na dabi o omunya bia na o mampeni mu nyina sa anyum na se ne sei sa anyum na omobo na se ne sei
se anyum a obi abo no mo so bo
na janga na yede
cheminim
fama na yede eja janga me flan ntumo janga na ya ade bia yedua aga na ha ye ngintum
de dua na fum
ye dua na fum
sa de bi dua na fum
ye dua na wo fum ye ngintum ana fa na eja ntini me na ka abum na wato nti busa se parliament ekoso ana anamasa ye sisi me de blata ye nkura no ye pese ye di bibia firi mpenefo no so ne ye tena se because say ye hu se mpenefo ne bi ha afutuo omunni bia omode ba mai anema bi ha mbro
ko stand for independent so meto ama
our president ana there be esa me ye Babylon
na kwame na afa so ade firi
say ye be je free on ye de ona wo baba ona wo kan Japan
no be da ba sie de nya o de o mana bo independent
na say me kwa esa
ona bo so nko independent kwame na afa so
adke ye ba fa Alan so
me fa
ya ba fa so afa Alan so
na say o de mabunu ba sa
say mabunu ni de ye na Alan chi na nya mabunu nko a o de say o de Alan atiti o mam di Alan chi pa o de hati mabunu nko a na di Alan achi
ese Akuffo ado say mum blame ono mum fa blame ni nyina ma no ase mo bo Bawumia chi dodo ono no na aye ono na ase o ma na nya Bawumia nka ho ti o de moto aba na Bawumia de obitima ba eni ma
the brother sa where do we kan nikwa se mi yusu me
but emu odu am hyew abigi
the brother mamude mamen kata su kakra
abigi
the brother mamen kata su kakra
abigi
nanado won president nanado oye penimbone
sese
president nanado oye nyaatwo sa ye penimbone
are
wo se ye mfa bibia nso na de ntin na wo yi mamudu for vice ade ntin na wo yi woto mon Ghana for we me koka mon tiase o se mutimase pe nanado wa okro aye wada no ho krokro dai o krokro Ghana for se mamudu Bawumia onka ho ne Ghana for ye nyina yakoto aba wi afene omumie na sa ba ka bom aye plan work o sa me say aye plan work nanado ne mamudu Bawumia eoje partner say plan what be that me papa na ya ade addo afu de bia me papa sha afu mo ene ye dua banchi na ammo ene manfu ase banchi na ambo na ya me papa na addo ana ambo nti ya ndo ase anye ne ye nti na ammo na me papa ba ka kire me say satam na ya do me de me kwa na me ti ba bi nti me nka ho
na ne odo kokoye de
eno no so kase on no a Mahmudu Bawumia se hweti de brata mfa ana adua bi de brata de brata be say to de bi o senka ye maye kwen se wutim kan obusulasem wutim sempenfo na ye betimi aka ando kampenfo bi o anka ye se kan ye kire o mo se bibili o mutirim hwinu mutirim man enye me bi na achichire ewo anya saka ye beka kire
bi obo so oboa Bawumia na say good man NPP foi oboa Bawumia say be Bawumia tin say hey enko ho mami nko he fa
enko sasem na aka de brother mami bumfu kura o ke cha say ye good man ye NPP mas sasem so de bia efo ka kire o say saso den na wo de kro chai wo
Mare
aye good more NPP for ben aye good e man anado no nkofu anya NPP wo nya twomfo ye NPP for papa ne ye nya sanya nanko why for the
NPP no ni
aye good for the say aye good mama enye nothing for do she ni hon fatuo bi eniso so president ye di wadi wa wo say okay wo pe boafo a wo di boafo na ka ho after every time I say ya mambo abaso say boafo no onka ho
na say no kwe
na me say in fact wo pe president no opacho on the vice dafo pacho e na aro the same thing na Mahmudu Bawumia starting muhwe wo de Ghana fo ahwefo de brata wo de kwaseti ba bia hwe na Bawumia duru mpenfo bi ani ma otafo order from ese de order obwa nanado say Bawumia enka ho yemfa sobo no ena nanado tie sa wo so nka ho de a ena tie Bawumia so wa na ade ne bae yesrew nanado ko wo de ja oman ne maye ne fo Mahmudu ba se samura ni nyina wo bola na wo de bae nyina yempa bi gal fo yempremo yempa bi hwe se wo bola ni nyina frim na wo de fo oman ne maye ye se da matete aduru maye tan mu wia na nanado sa fa ye NPP papa ne maye na wo ko wo ne Mahmudu ba nyamo fo mo nya ye ho NPP papa ne ewo Muya akonya na yeka NPP akonya no muya mo fam maye na wo no Mahmudu banya mo fam bola ni nyina mfiri ho na mo nja maye
ese o sanse wo ni sidi no mse 2023 no last year mo February mo ba December mo ho no na ejina ba bi ejina so anti 12 sidi ho no ejina hwa di oh my ade o Akuffo se mo na baso which is say yeah
no na
about 12 sidi no o se anko ba bi apim ejina 12 cedi
oh na oh ya de
na mo yesama
ya mo obia mo nsama na do ye president o ya de papa na do nyame hira wate nyame fa mfie ne nkan ho
wetima fa dollar be ayi
4 cedis
ayi
4 cedis
what so oba no within the year ba be 6 cedis 6 cedis 5 cedis 6 cedis
and ahwiri abedru
and within a short time we could do be 15 12
and
15 cedis 12 cedis 12 cedis na ejina wa che
oh wayade o president wayade na do na ninwu no ho kra ta opa NPP ni a wodi enimpa na ninwu no ho kra ya na ninwu ana ma sasa memenka ebia ye sebi aye chemfo no subai
apiki wo de ko
tie bebe na omo ferade nti sasa mi wo ka me NPP ni menam ndc ni baka de na nkyere wo ka we ya nanado wo de wo ba pa cho se Ghana for me mo de Ghana se misa mo me bosha be she nyina mo de she misa ma ntimi nyi ma feli enka sa me nka nanado wa ba gira na wo pa cho se me se me sra mo mfo nchame ebia na nya me se da bi o mo de kwhye COVID-19 19 ana Ukraine war we de ka we kura nka fa kwhye Ukraine war de ka COVID-19 se aya no na mas dollars and kosoro na abeka se wa yaade a yemma wo benya $1 yeso wo di Ghana cedis makumba ko edunum na ya koje $1 na do anti wani nwu ade se wo kasa asem obi di bedu 4 cedis wo se na wo se ne bo den wo ne wo ba se mu ba chiagu AGP botum and then what time I could do $1 what we just on now mark more Ghana CD mark edunum asa na wanya $1 wo say ya more abaso the mintin ambo na na do baso da me nyanya atom said there nsuo ye na sa na wi abaye say na wo ka obi asem say oni ni sika ne $1 aye 4 cedis no wo ka na chi no wo kura de wo de aye west president awaba udi ye west unhwia da ko hwia de afiri Akuffo peso ne hwe de Akuffo ye na hwe wo na nado ka me kura na me ya na ne asase me mekanka me me pa na me na nado kane me pa na me na nado ka me wura dem na me hwe video ya ka wose me sifo tam so ya me na me na nado sa video ya make ka wose me sifo na ma resign
Akuffo so ya de ache Akuffo
the brother ayanso so mo so we sa me buafu oh yeah de nti no ya de so ya de
me bisa so me buafu me afode
da bi ya kikasa
na me kikasa obe bi
asa dia wo plus o penya na ado duru no na ado mben ho
se free education
de
so ya de
free education na wo de Akuffo ye free wa Ghana education wa Ghana nya bi ne ayedie no
mfo ni bra me hwe me so
tie da bi ma me nka no kranche empagya na ado duru Akuffo level ni pi no o mpen so na ado Akuffo vice kura no de o brabo wa about so na ado ne vice kura ntimi nduru ho Akuffo vice alati ma ayi ne vice pa ba bi wadru obo bladru o Ghana Akuffo nanado ne vice na Bawumia o munim hwe kura mu ntime bo bladru ho yanka no na Akuffo odi Akuffo eya na ye mo ase o mu de o mu ho compare
ebe o mo nsusu
aya mo ma se sa de na o mu de o mu ho compare Akuffo One catcher was awesome. Oh, can I will be say? I did in any day. I am a man Akuffo. The latter as a parcusini. And then I now do buy in or Cassain. One gentleman by Bunu Hukurada. The latter Busaso Castle be a Juma Bunda. Nana one, I say, on Jenny Yahoo, crab bimo. Nana on Jenny Yahoo, sir, mechanical on Jenny, so Cassa. Oh, Ghana, now one from Babuna Shima, as at home pair Dutch. Ghana, to say Ghana need the swing I am Babu. Oh, Nanado won't fear economy. Ah, dear, never more we are, just say, you. But on, woo Nanado. I'm a sorry, Nanado, on your Casasa, Mencasa, Nana, Menanana, and I'm Mencasa. Unanado, who there be una never show. Okay, Nanado, won't fear economy. Nyame mai President Nanado Beman Munyamfo watiko te sa bigi anim masa meko asame na ka kire me en kan kire se de o pe na me kan kire sa de no pepa asa de no pepa me kan se ne President Nanado na ni munyam ni tuko te se hwan wo na brata en ka bi jakra no ha anyame na abo se so omuma na adura en dan ka Nanado da wo parliament ngana bi chaba bo nanga abazu bo di abaye Ayanka say o kakal kasaman ni tukwana tse o hayanim ensam na yenka na yakati yakan saman ka de besi kwana na kwa ngom omba parliament ho ayan me ne kasa nke kasa ansam no kra sawo kasa me president me kasa president na do wo tukwata se ho Ghana hwana ni tukwata duru no me Allahu akbar na ni tukwana tse me manim the brother okay and me ma assignment ko twa Nanado nkula abirem picture me di nkula abirem picture ene ne ya me ho na Nanado ene yemfa tutu ho na hwe de e wo ho man kansam kura sika na akodi ba bi ntira na sabi nyansam na yeka omo ye ba ni ba o Nanado wa support na me kasa kura me hu bi wa support o die dede o ye dede gukuru o tuatua aso Mimi nyanchum tina miye didi no ai mi dopatu ni enti na miye di ai Nanado no ni subanti sei ai chawate dia mi Nanado na ni subanti sei obia no ota Nanado chibia na ni subanti sei no nyanchum yeka so bia nyanchum ono pe no kwa de ye no onte saka mimi nye sa de mi ha me ho nkwa de sa ama no enti ye sa ni pare ye ndi na chi ti ye no ye kasa enfarin ko pe obi na biase no ebienfuchi na bidibiachi ahonfe na ebidibiachi ebikura de na enye di Nanado ka jase ni tuko na tese memenim dia na ade nti na akata sam ya ma mbu ofukura ahwefo na ho mu jaje no mu ko he na so wa he na akukura ba he Nanado mkura brem picture pa wa hia sen otia oba akukura ni tse wa ka sama na ya me ya ka fa me to baby pa fa me jina baby papa ana ona abukan Japan wa ha fa me to ne ka che ona ba ni tuko ne tse memenim po anka enya me ya ona abukan Japan fa me to level
samiri anso ko wo wi
na say
no e fu
na omo de sesa sika no egumu na president obobodin na no mpenifo titi ya obo university na obo na yedo obo Samila di mpenifo titi ye ka amamela ka Samila go ka de din kura ni kwasa pe ho kura so wa bubo di mpenifo titi o ma mugu oni nyina enti Nanado de chese Bawumia no ni yemu anyina no nyakranko ane kranko de omu nyina baba parliament de brata ye me ka se mi die cha bomba matoto no e me mpenisa Nanado pa de Nanado ye Ghana na NPP enti de bata wani je ho pa de Nanado ye Ghana na NPP pa enti wani je ho ne yana adura bia se so na wa ye nyaatwo mo mpa nokore na abaika mo mpa nokore on ka nokore che na Nanado ebia no watie ofutuo ni bi asa o ya o pese o kora minim baby
o se Nanado ere
Messi Nanado and the baby Mikawanti. I said the Biao Tan Nanado a cheat to
me. Una saw it or a president.
I see for more.
Huh?
Money one day. Moto what to talk as a
me. She said, "Man,
what you have Casaqua, money one day, Nanado want to sue you.
As I may be bashing about.
Or the Bawumia, money one day, I won't be money. I'm a day, and another net is your boo miner.
Bemani Munyamfo, Nana Akuffo. What you got to say will be him. What you got to say a big J and him. Akuffo, Bemani Munyamfo, what can say ye? Would the year to be a da? The quick one, young fancy.
I have way, Madame say. Obia or Bompire be our Bompire NPP. Yes, I will be NPP queen. Obia better baby, I will be to 2 be cake. Sanko for Nina, young fans of Mina, a Babylon for. I could be a minno, made a memoji, Bajimo. Nusuba to say a president is Subai Pepe, Musuba United and time. Sanko for Nina, Mumma, Yomo. Wow, Subano, and
Bawumia na okay.
Meme Bobia, wow, where you are, Mamu, family level, quarter to me, papa level, Nanado Crawford and Nimkura Kakai and Nimkranka Yakaranana to call. What in Nanado Nimkan Kayaka Nimpon and Atiko.
A big J would have been young Rawai, then simply a witchy. I write time with the Abusi, your call, ever somebody see a Yakamuna.